All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into some pretty fascinating territory.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
you wanted to know about protecting yourself from like negative energy and stuff.
hmm
We found this source about an onion ritual.
Interesting.
It's like rooted in these Buddhist karma principles, but
Okay.
we're going to approach this with open minds though, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And unpack these ideas and see what resonates.
I think it's always so interesting to explore how like different cultures approach these types of concepts.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So this source like dives right into this idea of karma.
Okay.
You know, like what goes around comes around.
hmm
But I've always kind of wondered about that. Does that mean that we're just at the mercy of fate?
Right?
Like if somebody is sending bad vibes my way,
Yeah.
am I powerless to stop it?
That's a really great question. And it kind of gets to the heart of how karma is often misunderstood.
Okay.
It's not about this like cosmic scorecard,
Right.
predestination, or anything like that. The Buddhist view emphasizes
Okay.
intention and action. Every action creates this ripple effect
Oh.
that shapes our future experiences.
So it's not about being powerless.
Right?
It's about understanding that our choices have consequences.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and this is where the ritual comes in.
Right.
It's presented as a way to manage that energetic exchange,
Interesting.
specifically when it comes to dealing with negativity.
So they use an onion for this.
Yeah.
Seems a little random to me.
Not at all. Not at all. Think about the symbolism of an onion.
Okay.
Onions are known for absorbing smells, right?
That's true. Yeah.
They can even draw out impurities.
Uh-huh.
And in many cultures, they're associated with cleansing and protection.
Huh. So it's like the onion is a sponge,
Kinda.
soaking up those bad vibes.
Yeah.
I could see how that kind of ties into the whole purpose of the ritual.
Right.
But this source claims that it doesn't harm anyone.
Okay.
It just, quote unquote, returns the energy.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
Right.
How can you send energy back without causing harm?
Yeah. It's a very tricky concept.
Yeah.
And honestly, the source doesn't really delve into the mechanics of it all.
Right.
Perhaps it's more about neutralizing the negativity rather than redirecting it,
Okay.
like with harmful intent.
I see.
It raises the question of what feels ethically comfortable for you.
Hmm.
Would you feel okay with this type of ritual, even if it's about restoring balance?
That's a good point. It definitely makes you think about your own intentions and boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting how this ritual combines like a physical action with visualization.
Right.
You're not just chopping an onion.
Right.
You're imbuing it with meaning.
Right. The source is very specific about the steps, though.
Okay.
Choosing a fresh onion,
Okay.
cutting it carefully into fourths,
Uh-huh.
2 pieces stay with your picture, and 2 go back to nature.
Interesting.
It's almost like you're dividing the energy itself.
Exactly. And there's that emphasis on the visualization too. Like
Yeah.
imagining this protective light around you,
Yeah.
deflecting the negativity.
Okay, I get the symbolism.
Yeah.
But does visualizing something actually do anything?
That's the age-old question, right?
Yeah.
Many spiritual traditions use visualization.
Yeah.
Whether it literally manipulates energy is debatable, but it can have a really powerful psychological impact.
Like a placebo effect for the soul.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
If you believe you're creating a shield of protection,
Uh-huh.
it can boost your confidence,
Okay.
your sense of well-being,
Gotcha.
and that in turn might influence how you interact with the world and like the energy you put out.
So maybe it's not about magic.
Right.
It's about shifting your mindset
Exactly.
to a more empowered place.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that shift can have real-world effects.
Okay.
If you're less focused on negativity,
Right.
you might be more open to like positive experiences and connections.
The source also mentions like keeping the area where you store the onion pieces
Okay.
clean and organized.
Right.
It's like creating a mini altar.
It is. It adds a layer of ritual and intentionality to it.
Yeah.
Creating a physical representation of your desire for protection can make it feel more real, more tangible.
But then they get into these quote unquote signs.
Okay.
You need the ritual.
Yeah.
Fatigue aches negative thoughts.
Right.
Doesn't everyone feel that sometimes?
Exactly. It's important not to jump to conclusions and
Right.
blame everything on bad vibes.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder about how our energy is affected by like our environment and the people around us.
Of course they suggest doing the ritual during a full moon
Oh, yeah.
for extra potency.
Of course.
Are we really that influenced by lunar cycles?
Many cultures believe that the full moon intensifies emotions and energy.
Interesting.
Whether there's like a scientific basis for that, who knows?
Right.
But it's a good reminder that we're part of a larger system,
Yeah.
interconnected in ways that we may not fully understand.
So is this onion ritual just a quirky superstition?
Hmm.
Or is there something deeper here?
I think it depends on your perspective.
Okay.
But even if you don't take it literally,
Yeah.
I think there are some valuable takeaways.
Like, give me the Cliff's Notes version.
All right, so the ritual encourages self-reflection.
Okay.
It prompts you to think about the energy you're putting out and what you're allowing in.
Yeah.
It also emphasizes intentionality, choosing to cultivate positivity and protect your well-being.
So even if onions aren't magic,
Right.
the ritual itself can be a tool for personal growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes a little symbolism can be a really powerful catalyst for change.
Yeah. It's like we're taking control of our own energy,
Yeah.
you know, instead of feeling helpless.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
act of performing a ritual,
Right.
even one as simple as this,
Yeah.
it can be incredibly empowering.
Yeah.
It's a way of saying, like, I'm taking charge of my well-being.
This source also talks about forgiveness,
Oh, yeah.
like not holding on to grudges.
Mhm.
Good advice in general, right?
Absolutely. Forgiveness isn't about condoning someone's actions.
Right.
It's about freeing yourself
Right.
from the negativity.
So it's not about them.
That's right.
It's about shifting our own energy,
Exactly.
which ties into like focusing on what brings us joy,
Right.
our loved ones' passions,
Mm-hmm.
the things that make us feel good.
Yeah, exactly. It's about consciously choosing where we direct our attention and our energy.
Mm-hmm.
If we dwell on negativity,
Yeah.
it just festers.
Right.
But if we nurture the positive, that's what will grow.
It seems like we've come full circle.
Yeah.
Back to that idea of intention in action.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about passively hoping for good things.
Right.
It's about actively creating them.
That's the key takeaway here. We have way more control over our energy than we often realize.
Yeah.
It's not just about what happens to us,
Wow.
but how we respond to it,
I see.
how we choose to perceive the world and how we choose to interact with the world.
So even if we're skeptical about the mystical side of things,
Right.
this deep dive has given us some practical tools
Yeah, for sure.
for managing our energy and cultivating a more positive outlet.
Absolutely. And remember, even if you don't buy into the whole onion ritual thing,
Yeah.
the symbolism can still be powerful.
Yep.
It's a reminder to be mindful of our energy,
Yeah.
both what we're putting out and what we're letting in.
I love that.
Yeah,
A reminder to be our own energetic guardians.
exactly.
And who knows, maybe we'll all be adding a few extra onions to our grocery list this week.
Perhaps.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep those good vibes flowing.